What was the very first movie to make you cry? Sigh. Goofy movie. The earliest I can think of is Pinocchio. When Geppetto is walking around in the rain looking for him. The Never-Ending Story. Artax. My Girl. Charlotte's Web. Cast Away. I Shit You Not LMAO. I was like 7 and my basketball and football were two of my best friends as well, so I related to him screaming. Will soon. Edit. It's nice to know that Cast Away has made plenty of other people cry too lol. I always felt weird about it. The Iron Giant. I remember watching it on VHS for movie night and then spending the rest of the night sad as hell. The Rugrats movie. I was probably around 4 and the orange movie was in my Easter basket. I was so excited. Halfway through I become distraught. The scene of Tommy cuddling Dill up under a cave during a thunderstorm made me lose it. I was convinced the kids were going to die. Their parents were going to be looking for them forever. Etc. I pretty much had a panic attack and was crying to my mom. Why would the Easter Bunny give me this movie? It is so sad. We laugh about it now. Homeward Bound. When Shadow Makes It Back. The Green Mile. Bambi. The answer is going to be The Land Before Time for a lot of people. I Am Sam. I was like 12 and cried so much my sister still makes fun of me for it. I'm 30 now. Fox and the Hound. I can't remember mine, but I can remember my daughter's. A Little Princess. Big Fish. My dad's a big storyteller, so it hit home. Forrest Gump. Grave of the Fireflies. Y'all ever seen Watership Down? Wall-E. Fox and the Hound. She literally drove away without her cat in that car. Dumbo. Still makes me cry. Update, went to see it now because I was all tough and thought it can't still be that sad and now I'm crying again. The thing is that as a child, you feel for Dumbo because it must be so scary to be away from your mom. Your safety and favorite person, but as you grow up, you feel for the mother. How horrible and heartbreaking it must be for her. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Lion King. Pursuit of Happiness. Don't Bully Me. But Click. Yeah. The Adam Sandler movie. Titanic. I was just hitting puberty when I saw it and romance was everything. As far as I can recall, it was Empire of the Sun. I was 11 when I first saw that movie. And I am telling you, watching that movie as a kid is an entirely different experience than watching it as adult. Because adults think a kid's worst nightmare is the monster in the closet or the boogeyman under the bed, but it's not. It's the fear of being separated from your parents. That helplessness that comes from it. And that movie had so much of that. Bridge to Terabithia. Bro Saving Private Ryan. Selena. I was 8 when I watched it with my mom. Thought it was a cool movie about a singer and bam. She's dead. Then bang. My mom tells me it was all real, including her dying. I left the room sobbing and cried for 2 days straight. Probably didn't help it was only a couple months after my own brother died, so I didn't understand death completely. Cannot watch that movie to this day without experiencing that fresh childhood trauma, my dudes. Hachi. Toy Story 3. Pokémon. The first movie. First during the "brother, my brother" scene, and then Pikachu's audibly increasing desperation as he futilely tries to wake Ash up. Inside Out. I watched it shortly before my 17th birthday. When I was a bit younger than Riley. My family moved halfway across the country. So the whole movie was a bit too relatable for me. The scene that finally got me teared up a bit was after Riley ran away. When she came back home. And her parents were sharing their favorite memories of their old home. Oliver and Company beginning scene where the cat is floating away in the rainwater all alone after not being adopted. Brutal. My family is not a crying family, so I had to try hard to hold back the tears so I wasn't made fun of. Edit, after I reread this to say by family I mean siblings. I'm the youngest, so any reason to make fun of me was fully taken advantage of. My parents would have never made fun of me for crying. Even though it was uncommon. E.T. Lord of the Rings. Return of the King. Lilo and Stitch. Lol, it was so long ago I can't even remember what made me cry but had me fucking sobbing at one point. Meet the Robinsons. Edit. My first Reddit award. Old Yeller. Fuck. The Green Mile. I think. I've never really cried at a movie. But I teared up a little. When John Coffey tells the guards to let him be executed. Because he's tired of it all. And then his execution scene, where he's afraid of the dark. He's just such an innocent soul. That movie turned me against the death penalty. I sobbed like a bitch reading the book. Brother Bear. Marley and Me. Can't See Dogs Die Man. The Color Purple. That ending makes me ugly cry tears of happiness every time lol. That damn Spielberg. Where the Red Fern Grows. Still makes me bawl. Gonna put my 2 cents in. Up. First movie ever to get me bawling in general, but Captain Phillips made me bawl in the theater. Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away. I remember first seeing it on TV by chance when I was 5. And as a 21-year-old dude, it's still one of the only animated films that makes me tear up when Chihiro receives the friendship bracelet that will never break because it's made with love. Okay. If I tell you. Don't fucking laugh. Lego Batman. Braveheart for some reason. Homeward Bound when Shadow came over the hill at the end. Milo and Otis. Remember the Titans, every time. Marley and Me. Free Willy. My aunt took my brother and I to see it. We both cried, denied it, called each other pussies, and then beat the shit out of each other. My aunt was appalled. It was embarrassing on a lot of levels. Big Daddy when social services took Adam Sandler's kid away. My Girl. He can't see without his glasses. Coco. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Absolutely gut-wrenching watching him frantically try to stop his own memory erasure. My Dog Skip. My Girl because Thomas J can't see without his glasses SSSS. Jojo Rabbit. I won't spoil it since it's relatively new, but there's one scene in particular that just had me sobbing. Wasn't a movie. But when Ash had to release his Butterfree I was sobbing. The Last of the Mohicans. I Am Legend. That dog scene. I still can't watch it. Monsters Inc. My mom had to console me for hours because I was so upset that Boo and Sully weren't going to be together forever. Up When the Wife Died. Patch Adams. When the old lady was squeezing noodles in an outdoor pool. The Land Before Time. Specifically when Littlefoot is licking his shadow thinking it's his mom. I'll never forgive the THERPODS. Finding Nemo. I was 8 when it came out and Marlin's family getting munched hit me right in the feels. That I remember? Shrek. I'm not kidding. Train to Busan. Bridge to Terabithia. No joke, this movie really got me. I highly suggest it for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, but I highly doubt there is that many of you. Big Daddy. As they're taking the kid away and he shouts, "I wipe my own ass." And Sandler replies while tearing up, "I know you do, buddy. Just got me as a kid." It's a Wonderful Life. An American Tail. Edit. It's an American Tail. Thanks. Snoopy Come Home. I remember a scene where all of the dogs are alone under the bridge. And it broke my little heart. Watching The Outsiders in middle school English class. I can't remember. But one of the first ones for sure. And one of my favorite movies of all time. Life is Beautiful. Flowers for Algernon. La Vida Bella. I'd highly recommend it to those who haven't seen it yet. Beaches. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. I don't know if anyone remembers this movie, but it's about a young woman who starts working at an older man's magical toy store. Mr. Megorium, the old man, passes away from an illness. I vividly remember crying as a young child. I really have a soft spot for sweet old men in movies. They never fail to pull on my heartstrings. Where the Red Fern Grows. Have wanted a Redbone coonhound since I read the book. Y'all might hate me, but The Notebook. When I was in 3rd grade, during Black History Month, we watched this TV movie about Ruby Bridges, the black girl who went to the all-white school in the 60s, and even as a sheltered 9-year-old, mind as pure as the driven snow. I was so deeply distressed and disturbed by those racist pieces of shit threatening to murder her and her family as she walked by that I started to cry. Schindler's List is the first I remember. Kimi no Na wa. Terminator 2 when I was 8. It freaked my dad out so much. Thinking I was gay. He made me watch the sex scene in the first Terminator movie too. Literally. Set me straight. Man, my family is messed up. Edit. Wow, I wasn't expecting this big of a reaction. No, I'm not gay. But I did grow up in a conservative Catholic family. If you think that was bad, You should have seen how worried they got when I was involved in theater in high school and college. I did become a member of LGBTQ clubs in both those stages of my education. After I earned my master's degree, I even wrote a book about sex positivity and how the Bible has constantly been misused to disenfranchise LGBTQ individuals. I also don't talk to my parents anymore. Haven't for many years. I'm not claiming to be the best advocate for people under that umbrella. But I let my 5-year-old son wear his sister's shoes and Halloween dresses if he wants. Like, have at it, kiddo. If it makes you happy, then do it. I'd rather my kids grow up comfortable in their own skin and know I've got their backs no matter what. Crying is also okay, even at the end of T2. No idea. Most of them make me cry these days. No exaggeration. Shrek 3. Brokeback Mountain. Meet the Robinsons. Don't tell me you didn't cry when he got adopted and got an awesome room with a loving family, all while being sung to by Rob Thomas. You cried, don't lie.